Now, I want to talk to you about surround sound headphones. We've been enjoying surround sound in our domestic speaker setups and home cinema for ages. But now, some of the best-known names in the gadget business are offering surround sound headphones as well. Not everybody thinks this is a good idea. Respected headphone manufacturer Sennheiser thinks they're a load of cobblers. How can you possibly reproduce the complexities of a multi-channel speaker setup in a single pair of cans? I have 3 sets of headphones here, all of which claim to reproduce surround sound. In theory, with these, I should be able to pinpoint exactly where sounds are coming from. To test this, I was instructed to report to this rather sinister location. Wow, this looks really exciting. It's a sort of dinosaur jungle and a camouflaged person. So how does this relate to headphones? A CD had been made with the sounds of 4 different dinosaurs roaring, each mixed into separate surround sound tracks to match the positions of the dinosaurs around me. My left, right, centre and back. With my blindfold in place, when I heard a roar, I'd fire in that direction, and if the headphones gave me the correct location of the sound, I'd bag myself a dinosaur. Roar! First up is this pair from Panasonic. They process a track making minute changes in the volume, frequency and arrival time of each noise in order to trick your ears into thinking you're hearing it from a different direction. Out of 2. Good stuff from the Panasonics. Next, these creative headphones. They're actually ordinary stereo headphones, but they come with a portable Dolby digital decoder. Like the Panasonics, it takes the sound from a multi-channel source and manipulates it into virtual surround through any standard headphones. What's behind? Left. I got 1 out of 2 there, not bad. And finally, this pair from Medusa. They actually have 3 separate speakers, plus a subwoofer in each cup of the headphones. So the front left channel of the surround sound will go into one of the speakers, and the rear left into another. That sounds as though I'm in it. It must be behind. Or is that straight? Or is it centre? Centre, maybe. So, no dinosaurs with the Medusas. The creatives were more accurate and got 1 right, but it was the Panasonics that really stood out, with all the roars on target. But what about a more real-world test? Something like playing a computer game or watching a movie while the rest of the family are asleep. Well, for my next test, I've decided to do a video marathon. I've popped home and put on a good old James Bond film, action-packed and ideal for testing surround sound. First, the Panasonics. They're wireless up to 30 metres, so if I need to nip out or hide behind the sofa, I'll have no trouble keeping up with the plot. There's a choice of surround sound effects with the Panasonics. I've gone for cinema because I'm watching a film. And I must say, it does give very much an out-of-head experience. You really do get a sense of surround sound. Next, the creatives. Their cord is less than 3 metres long, so you'll have to stop the movie if you need a break. But their strong bass performance works well with the explosive scenes. The creatives give a more controlled, less spectacular sense of space than the Panasonics, but they are possibly more realistic. They're more akin to the sound that you'd actually get in a small room with a set of surround sound speakers. Last, the Medusas.
But if you lose, our government will have directly financed terrorism.
It does actually sound like they've crammed quite a lot of tiny speakers into these ear cups. It's really rather tinny. The effect's rather like putting a portable radio up against your ear, which isn't that pleasant. Though the bass woofers they've squeezed in do woofle your eardrums quite nicely, I think. So, the creatives have impressed me most here, but there is still one test left to conduct, and for that I need a geeky, square-eyed, trigger-happy gaming fan.
That'll be me then.
Just what I was thinking. I'd like to tell me what you think of the headphones, starting with the one that's designed specifically for gaming, these Medusas. They're plugged straight into the sound card of the PC, and I've got Rainbow 6 Vegas in the drive.
As computer graphics have evolved to become as realistic as possible, games manufacturers have also developed surround sound systems to let the gamer become enveloped in a totally 3D experience. I wanted to discover what a keen gamer like Jason thought of the headphones, starting with the Medusas.
Very hard for me to actually not want to kill the bad guys.
Is that giving you more than stereo?
I would say that it's certainly more immersive, there's no question, but that may be to do with the fact that it's a good quality sound and it's actually very close to my ears. I think this is more left and right. There's a kind of sense of forward and aft, but not very tangible.
Yeah. Well, let's try another approach, which is the creatives here.
Creative are a brand highly rated by computer gamers, and Jason has one of their sound cards in his home computer. So how would he feel about their headphones?
Wow. I mean, a sense of surround, a sense of direction, maybe 1 or 2 percentage points above the Medusa, but very hard to distinguish. I'd need to spend an evening and really, you know, play all night to get a sense of it.
A little better, but let's try these. Let's try these whoppers here.
Wow.
With their digital processing algorithms, I expected the wireless Panasonic headphones to work well with a surround sound computer game. But what did Jason think?
Instantly, my view is that this is a really nice rounded sound. It's a nice quality sound. I mean, you know, I may be being influenced by the velvet feel on my ears, but it does sound like quality. But a really, really solid sound. I wouldn't be disappointed if I had to wear these for my games playing. Quite impressive. I do like the wireless thing. I could really get into that. But look, you've used them in all kinds of situations, so why don't you give them a G rating?
Ah, right. And I'd start off with the Panasonics. I'd give them 3 Gs. They do have that lovely wireless convenience. They're also very, very nicely made. And they also probably have the best sense of surround. But I think ultimately the sound quality isn't quite as good as the Creatives, which I would give 4 Gs to, because they're a fraction of the price. You can use them as a really good pair of stereo headphones when you want to. When you fancy a bit of surrounding, you can plug in the box and get almost the full effect you do from the Panasonics. The Medusas, I'd have to give 2 Gs because they just don't sound as good. You don't get quite that sense of the surround you do with the other two, although they are very convenient to plug into the computer.
They are, and they're nicely made.
Yep.
I do like this machining just there.